Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Prospects eRacing League. I'm your host, Zippo Streams, going through this academy tier this evening. Round 9 in Abu Dhabi, and we are live. 15 drivers, I think we've got, as we go through the brand new layout here of Abu Dhabi. And I've got to say, I much what's the word I'm looking for? Much prefer this layout in regards to the previous layout. It definitely opens up the racing, overtaking, and quite frankly, I just think it's all in all a much better track. So yeah, so we're here for the academy, and then 10 o'clock in 2 hours time we're going to be live for tier 4 with myself and Chappers taking us through proceedings. So yeah, 15 of you here tonight. Welcome in, guys. Thank you for tuning in tonight as well. 8 o'clock here on Prospects eRacing League over on Twitch. And yeah, let's have a good race, guys. Let's have a good race. Let's see what we can get done. It's the short qualifying and 25% race, as always, here for the academy. And yeah, 15 drivers. So it's good to see you got 15 drivers out there. It's a good number for the academy. Anyway, obviously crossplay is enabled here. We've got a Xbox user now as well. So welcome into the Xbox user of George. We've got John Meister, Interior, and T4 Real there on the PC. Everybody else over here on PlayStation. Equator, Kai maybe setting the pace here in qualifying for pole position, but we'll have to wait and see as the cars do begin to set their fastest laps. We've had Tiago Pereira come in with a follow 2 minutes ago. Thanks very much, dude. Welcome into the stream. And we've had quite a lot of new followers. 275 followers here now, which is amazing. Absolutely fantastic to see 275 followers and 6 subscribers. Don't forget, you can subscribe to the Prospects eRacing League Twitch channel now for $4.49, I think it is, and I think in September it goes down to £3.19. Don't quote me, but that's what I think anyway. So out on track we've got Equator. Equator has shown some incredible pace here in the academy recently, and he's definitely one of those drivers to look out for. Oh, Carnage Achilles already getting disqualified from the session for blocking the pit exit. Let's have a look there. Mason coming in saying, I need to start putting in some performances, otherwise I won't beat De Silva to P9 in the championship there in tier 4. Well, Mason, yes, you do need to start getting some performances in. Absolutely. I actually hung up my racing gloves this week. I raced my final race over in my own league. So, yeah. Just as I was starting to find some pace as well, I've stopped racing, to be honest. I'm going to concentrate on my commentary a little bit more. Carnage. Oh, dearie me. Yeah, I'm going to concentrate on my commentary a bit more, to be honest. Try and put some more effort into comms and everything else. I think that's the best way for me. So here we go then. Equator on his first flying lap. The first flying lap of the evening as we go round towards turn 2 into turn 3. This is a very tricky section. Cars do lose the rear very easily there. Turn 4, and then they've got a long run down to turn 5. Now obviously you used to have the chicane in there, didn't you, on the previous team out in the session. As I was saying, turns 2 and 3 very, very tricky. The rear end does just decide to slip out and it throws you off into the barriers there. They've got the long DRS run now down to the chicane here, where obviously Hulkenberg did get clipped a few seasons ago and ended up on his side. Well, it's happened again. Team House, yes it has. That's what you get for interrupting our very cultural conversation in the briefing earlier on. That's what you would get. That's what you would get as maybe karma. I didn't say anything. Shh. So here we go. Still on board with Equator. Looking a very tidy lap, isn't it? A very tidy lap indeed. He comes down towards this braking zone as he goes into the right left-hander, and this is a beautiful part of the track, as obviously where Nick Latifi did crash on that controversial final race of last season. Down towards the final corner now as we cross the line to go. A 124.1. That's a brilliant lap there, as George actually leaving the session Irritatingly enough, I haven't got any of these guys added, so I can't even invite these guys this way. Obviously, because he's Xbox. T-Mouse saying disqualified from qualifying yesterday, and you've crashed today. Yeah, it's quite easy to. It is quite easy to get disqualified in this game. I've noticed. Very briefly, just in the pit lane, you can get disqualified for it. Trying to flip your car around, spinning it around, game just says no, thank you very much. You're trying to do it wrong. John Meister, 24.166, just ahead of Equator there. So yeah, John Meister goes provisional P1, Quasar in second, Interior third place, Kai in fourth. Now, who is that? Was that F1 Nerd? Yeah, F1 Nerd. Just get out of the way there, thinking that he was on a flyer, so he almost just like threw himself into the pit lane there. As we continue on with F1 Nerd, and this goes through this section. So as we stay on board here, let's see what he can do then. He's coming around towards the end of this lap. We're in sector 3 now here on board with the Ferrari driver. We do have a Hatch driver just ahead, and that's T4 Road. He should be going into the pits. Yes, he is. And I think that's Artistic F1 also on his lap, coming around towards the end of his lap. Yeah, it is. So Artistic's going to be crossing the line first. We're going to keep an eye out for where he puts his car. He goes 7th fastest, just ahead of Mason, and here comes F1 Nerd, who goes at 6th fastest. So he goes into 6th fastest, 24.5 there. So from Tiago, that's a really good lap there from Tiago. He's only had to gain a short period of time as well, so he should be very, very happy with that lap indeed, I believe. As Vintage and Baguette both on outlaps at the moment, both in the Alfa Romeo this evening. So we're going to stay on board with Baguette and as she fires up her first lap. Never mind. Into the barriers goes Baguette, and that was a pretty solid crash there. Some say the curse of Zippo strikes again. Vintage on his outlap as he continues on through sector 3. No doubt I will be blamed for that. That's what usually happens with the commentator. Not overly sure what Vintage is doing or where Vintage is going. Taking a small detour, it seems, making up his own racing lines and own parts of the track there. Well, I mean, yeah, but you're going to have to set yourself a more competitive lap, because obviously you will be out of the top 10, unless George doesn't get back into the session, of course. As Baguette in the chat saying that went well. Well, I can assure you it wasn't my fault. I did not do anything for once. As Vintage goes into P8. Yeah, P8 there for Vintage as he crosses the line. So all in all, a pretty decent lap there from him as well. As Mason now into the 11th place. Obviously, he's on a lap though as we go through towards the end of his lap, underneath that bridge, through past the hotel. That very, very beautifully lit up hotel. Let's not lie. It is a pretty stunning hotel, isn't it? As he comes around the final corner now to set his his competitive lap. Or are you on a lap now? Looks like you're on a lap now. Interesting. And there's still 7.5 minutes left of qualifying, so I mean none of these times are really going to be. I think most of these are going to be banker laps. Let's be honest. You'd think that most of them are going to be banker laps. I have a question. Yeah, go for it, T Mouse. Mason at 27.5, just into the top 10. So very interesting there from him. He's saying that he needs to pull out some times, and only manages 10th fastest. So the Quasar goes quickest overall, 23.986. Not really too sure what he's doing there. I don't sing. Can I sing you happy birthday for tomorrow? Not me personally, no. What we will do. It's royalty free, mate. It's not got copyright, so don't worry about it. Not with royalty free, it's not, buddy. It's royalty free music, so you can't get copyrighted strikes for it. It's completely safe, you see. That's why it's called royalty free. Here comes interior. Yeah, I wouldn't put the real song on. Interior goes 4 fastest just behind his teammate. And I wouldn't put the real song on there, God no. As John's just crossed the line, stays in second place there, 24-1. So he did improve, but I think he's going for a better run now. He's faster, so he's definitely quicker than his previous lap. Here he comes. Can he get on pole position? Yes, he can. A 23.909. Aqua's going to have to come back out if he wants to get himself back on that top step. Kai gets out of the way of... that's a Ferrari of F1 nerd, isn't it? Yes, it is. God, yeah, we'd never think about playing the real song, guys. We don't want to get ourselves in trouble here, do we? So still on board with... who are we going to go on board with now then? So George is in the pit, so he can't actually race. He can't do qualifying at the moment. Oh, T4 Reels, he's spun it. So coming into the last 60 seconds of qualifying, the Quasar. He's going for it. He has got minimal fuel in this car. Let's see if he can go for it. We're going to go on board with him. We're going to stay on board with the Quasar. He's got a 24.903 to beat. He's currently on a 23.986 of himself. Let's see what he can do. He's a tenth. Oh, he's a tenth, almost a tenth and a half up on his time at the moment. That is absolutely crazy. That is absolutely crazy, guys. He is a tenth and a half up in the first sector. Let's see what he's going to do coming through the second sector as we cross the line down the bottom of this straight. Mason retiring down there in 10th place. Artistic out of qualifying in 11th place there. We're on board with a Quasar as he goes through the next bit, 2.5 tenths up. He is absolutely flying, guys. He's got a 23.903 to beat. And he's looking at a 23.7 as it stands. He's definitely saved his best lap until last. As we stay on board here, comes round, he's a little bit tentative through there. As comes around that final corner, lift straight through and then into the braking zone here of the final corner. Round that corner, comes down to the line to cross the line and take provisional. Well, he takes pole position of 23.8. in the end. He lost a lot of time going through that second sector, actually. He did lose a lot of time in the final sector, sorry, a lot of time in the final sector, and that is your grid. Equator leading that grid, pole position for him with a 23.810, followed by John Meister on the front row. And there wasn't much between them. Kai in third place there in that McLaren, as you can see. Here we go. This is confirmation now, guys. Equator in pole position with John Meister in second, Kai in third, F1 Nerd in fourth place, Interior in fifth, Thiago Pereira there on his debut here in sixth place, T4 Real in seventh, PBE Vintage eighth, T Du Bois ninth, and Mason in 10th, Artistic down there in 11th, and then George not in the session anymore, I don't think, T Mouse in 13th, Baguette in 14th, and then Carnage Achilles down there in 15th place after getting that disqualification. So we will have that formation lap in a second, guys. Back in a second. So here we go, then cars lining up on the grid here, guys. As I'm going to look at the tyres now. We've got majority, well, it looks a bit split, to be honest, 50-50 there on the mediums and the soft tyres. It does look a little bit split on the softs and the mediums, but let's see whether we're going to get these lights out. Yes, we are. So it looks like Right, so here we go. 5 red lights then, guys. The lights go out, and we are racing here for the Academy in the Prospects eRacing League. And was that someone into a wall? No, I thought it was a Mercedes into the wall there. But Carnage and Killy get very tentative into turn 1. Oh. And that is chaos. Absolute chaos there, guys. But here we go. T-Mouse on the back of Mason. Was on the back of Mason. T-Mouse now down around the outside into P9. So we get so my second youngest has just woken up, so I'm just keeping an eye on him at the moment as well, guys. So apologies. Oh, that was a very audacious move there from John. Oh, that was Kai all over that sausage curve there. That was absolutely mental. Here's interior on the back of John Meister, though. Interior down. What's going to be the inside into... I don't know what turn that is at the moment. Oh, but look at that. Here comes F1 Nerd. Oh, gets himself out of shape. That's a little bit scrappy. And that has allowed Equator to absolutely disappear off into the distance. Thiago Pereira into 5th place, all over the back of F1 Nerd there, coming through this beautiful section of the track. By far my favourite part of the track. That hotel, the way it lights up, is just stunning. Thiago Pereira somehow saves that. Don't ask me how he saves that, but he's managed to save it. Jeez Louise. That was an incredible save. Absolutely incredible save there, man. Kai, who was in 3rd place, down in 6th place now. Thiago Pereira looking for a move down the inside into what was the old chicane. Gets the move done. Does he? No, he doesn't. Kai, with the outside line there, gets much better traction. But he has got... Thiago now has T-Mouse for company all over the back of him. But it just looks like T-Mouse doesn't have the same straight line speed as what this Mercedes of Thiago does. Down the inside into the chicane. And... God, I just love a better camera angle. Doesn't take... It's not hard, is it, Cody's? Come on. They're going to stay on board with T-Mouse then, as Kai has not got the straight line speed at all, has he? He doesn't have the straight line speed, but can he do him in the braking area around the outside? No, he can't. T-Mouse up into 7th from Kai, down into 8th place now. Good little scrap going on here for 6th, 7th and 8th. Great little scrap. The Quasar with the fastest lap, 26.7. To be honest, I don't think many people are going to beat that. DRS now enabled. Maybe John will beat that, but DRS now enabled here. 2.9 clear of interior in 2nd place is Quasar. And we've got yellow flags. That is for T De Boy. T De Boy in that Aston Martin having a bit of an issue coming into the final corner. A little look and see what's going on elsewhere. You don't want to just cover the same coverage all the time. T4 Real closing in on John Meister. Thiago closing in on him. Yes, it's a really good scrap going on, guys. A really good scrap. Obviously, that DRS is going to start changing the race up a little bit, obviously. But you don't want to get caught in too much of a DRS train here around Abu Dhabi, that's for sure. Kai getting very close to T-Mouse, but as I said earlier, T-Mouse has a superior straight line speed than what Kai does, and it does seem that Kai's gone for more cornering over straight line, which is a bit strange in comparison, considering it's quite a balanced track really. As T-Mouse has had a spin, and so is T4 Real, has kept it out of the wall though. That is good news. Good news for T4. He has kept it out of the. Kept it out of the wall, and that's promoted Kai back up into 6th place after having a bit of an issue and slowly falling backwards in the order. Thiago now closing in on T-Mouse. Sorry guys, just bear with me. I am still here. I'm just having to keep an eye on the monitor just to make sure that he's okay. Tita Boy has decided to retire in the pits. John Meister getting passed there by Tiago, and that's Tiago up to Q4, showing on his debut that he means business out here. So far, a reasonably very good race there from Tiago, and it's good to see as well. Got hit and span lap one. That goes. Oh yeah, that's brutal, man. That's absolutely brutal. Underbody and rear wing damage is just no fun, is it, mate? Absolutely no fun. Oh, Interior 3-second time penalty up there in second place. Actually, at some risk at the moment. So lap 5 of 15. So it's going to be about a 29-30 lap race this evening for Tier 4. I can't remember exactly how many laps it is, but I think it's around 29 to 30 laps. So this is a 25%. Just hoping to get it out of the way now and not later. Absolutely, Tita Boy. Yeah, definitely, mate. Good to it's good to be back. Actually, obviously I wasn't here last Thursday, guys. I had to put family things first. Mason down into 9th. T-Mouse gets past, but yeah, it's good to be back, guys. It is good to be back here. I was here Monday, but I missed last Thursday. I'm not gonna lie, I did miss racing, watching you guys. Tier 4 in particular. Tier 4 is kind of like where I was placed initially, so it's kind of become like my baby for comms. And it's, yeah, I did miss you guys. Tell you what, John's lucky. That's got to have been a warning there for John, hasn't it? Tiago's definitely holding his own. Yes, he's on those softer tyres, but he's definitely holding his own. He does have a 3-second time penalty. Mason's into the pits, and I reckon he's got wing damage. By the way he was taking that corner a minute ago, I generally think there's some wing damage on the front of his Red Bull. There isn't. Oh no, I'm quite shocked by that. I thought there was some wing damage on there. Kai gets past Tiago down on the DRS straight, but Tiago is going to get DRS back on Kai, and Kai's going to get DRS. He didn't get DRS. This is going to be Tiago potentially taking P4 back. Kai is going to force Tiago round the outside. But see, if he was a bit sharper there, he could have literally sold him the dummy to the outside. And as Kai started coming over and covering the outside, shot underneath and taken the inside line and down and kind of like sold the dummy and thrown it down the inside, just like Brendan Lee did a few seasons ago, quite a few years ago actually, in the esports final here in Abu Dhabi. So Artistic on the back of Mason. Mason just coming out of the pits on those brand new medium tyres, so he's going to be quite superior. Vintage though, look at Vintage on the hards. He had a little, almost into the back of Artistic there. Obviously Artistic, another driver that we will see in Tier 4 this evening, along with Baguette, Carnage Achilles, Artistic, Vintage, Baguette, and Mason, I think we'll see, as well as Tita Boy, Tita Silver, quite a few Titas. Maybe I'll change myself to Tita Zippo. So your race leader is in. Is he? No, he's not. Equator is still out. Sorry, my mistake. got yellow flags, and that is for Get. Get deciding to say enough's enough actually in the pit lane. That's not like, oh well, yeah, that's what happens, I guess. T4 Real on the back of Quasar. Quasar has just boxed. Apparently Baguette isn't very happy, so unfortunately we've got to not allow that comment, I'm afraid, because it's got explicitives. Is that the right word? We're not allowed to have that, I'm afraid. So Tiago sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, and he is down in 6th place. And T4 Real into the pits, goes past John Meister as he comes out, and John actually sets the fastest lap as well, so I'm not sure why that didn't pop up. And here goes Quasar now. I didn't see what happened, to be honest, so I can't really comment. I didn't see what happened, so yeah, I'm not going to comment. Interior in the pit lane, but coming out. So we've got Kai and T-Mouse that both still need to box. Oh, yellow flags. Oh, that's carnage. Lap 11 of 15, so Kai is into the pits. Quasar now regains the lead of the Grand Prix. Interior back into 2nd place. Tiago with the jump up into 3rd place now. I mean, that's a pretty good going there for Tiago, showing some really solid pace tonight. And obviously Kai on those brand new softs is going to be quicker, and he may just miss out on that pole position tonight. That's going to be unfortunate for him. What have we got? We've got T-Mouse just coming out of the box now. Going to be close, very close. Of course, there with T4 Real, but T4 Real's already got the run. He's got warmer tyres. Down the inside, throws that Haas down the inside. Literally throws it, and unfortunately for him, T-Mouse gets a much better exit and a much better drive. But there goes T4 Real with the DRS, obviously, because he was just about behind. T4 Real gets the move made up into 7th place, and that is T-Mouse down to 8th place on those brand new softs. So you expect to see with this 2nd DRS zone. Oh, he's a bit sneaky there, that's for sure. Goes round the outside. Oh, there's contact. There's heavy contact. T4 Real giving T-Mouse a real nudge there in the side pod. T4 Real down. F1 Nerd 3-second time penalty. Kai, I tell you what, Kai isn't able to get much closer to Tiago at the moment. Those mediums holding their own very well. Yellow flag, and that is Mason. Mason's out of the session. And it's a safety car. Safety car, guys. A safety car. Safety car on lap 12 of 15. That's absolutely mental. Absolutely mental. So apparently Mason said it was a decent race up until then. That's unfortunate, man. Review unban requests. Safety car coming in this lap. The safety car is going to be coming in this lap, guys. Interior leads. Quasar boxed. That's really interesting that a Quasar would box. That's my phone, guys. That's a bit mental, isn't it? Why would a Quasar box? That's a bit mental, isn't it? Why would a Quasar box? Why would a Quasar box, guys? I'm just a bit confused as to why why he would box, you know? I mean, because all that's done now is pushed him all the way down to 9th place. Interior is going to win this Grand Prix, it seems, as we've hit lap 15 of 15. He's not going to win the race because you've got Kai, T-Mouse, John, all very close behind these guys. And unless Interior gets a real wriggle on, he's not winning this race. Yellow flags, and that is for John. So John, okay, John's put himself down. Kai looking at the moment as he's going to win this Grand Prix and win this Academy race here in Prospects this evening. Already getting past his teammate Tiago, looking for a move back, but he's not going to get the move. Yellow flags, and that is for John Meister. He's had a real, that's the wrong pit entry, mate. That is the wrong pit entry. You don't want to be going in there. You've done a Lando Norris. And here comes Interior. Interior's going to win on track. He's going to win on merit, but Kai is going to take the victory here this evening. Here comes Interior. He takes the victory, but Kai will take the victory. Tiago crosses him 3rd. He drops down to 4th place. Unfortunately for him, 5th place, just missing out on that top 3. Really, that safety car really did mess him up there. George, the ghost car, in 6th place with F1 Nerd in 7th. Vintage 8th. Aguaza in 9th. John Meister in 10th. Carnage Achilles coming home to finish in P11, and Artistic will finish in P12. So here we go then, guys. This is just your classification coming up now. Kai to win Tier 4 too. Maybe. Yeah. 13th to 2nd is decent there, man. 13th to 2nd is very decent, T-Mouse. There we go. Kai Myers wins this evening with T-Mouse in 2nd place. And you've got Interior in 3rd. T4 Real 4th. Tiago 5th. George Ghost Car, so he's not even here, in 6th place. F1 Nerd in 7th. Vintage 8th. Equator 9th. John Meister 10th. Carnage 11th. Artistic down there in 12th place. And then you've got Mason, Baguette and T Du Bois all not finishing this race. So guys, that is it for the Academy race this evening. But fear not, we will be back in around about an hour's time for Tier 4 with myself and Chappers live here on Twitch for the Prospects eRacing Tier 4 Round 9 Abu Dhabi. But for now, guys, we're going to say goodnight for you, and I'll catch you guys in about an hour's time for the second part of tonight's Prospect streams. Good night, guys.